There's been a ton of rumors for films that Sony is currently working on, from Kraven the Hunter, Night Witch, Silver Sable, Black Cat, Madam Web, and of course, The Sinister Six. 2 months ago, it was rumored that Sony is working on introducing Jessica Drew, or Spider-Woman, and it's now been stated that Sony and Marvel have a new untitled film that will release on October 8th, 2021, which could be this. A Kraven the Hunter solo film had also been talked about in 2018, but was cancelled. It could now possibly come back, and we could see Kraven hunting the now hiding Spider-Man, tying Sony's Spider-Verse to the MCU, in what's now being called the SUMC, or Shared Universe of Marvel Characters. We've already seen Venom, Mysterio, Scorpion, and Vulture, with Morbius and Carnage coming soon. And Shocker was killed in Spider-Man Homecoming, but another character took up the mantle, which is 7 villains, and with all these rumors of more villains, it's leading me to believe they'll skip the Sinister Six and go straight to the Sinister 12. However, Jared Harris debunked the rumor that he'll be playing Doc Ock, which doesn't mean that we're not getting Dr. Octopus, we just won't be seeing Harris play him. How Morbius links to the Marvel Cinematic Universe has yet to be explained, but new evidence shows that the upcoming movie could also tie into Sam Raimi's Spider-Man trilogy. A new set photo allegedly from the set of Morbius shows a Where's Spider-Man poster stuck onto the back of a public transport bus. However, the logo spotted on the poster is not the same as the one that appeared in Far From Home. It's the same logo that appeared in Sam Raimi's Spider-Man. To further confuse things, the Spider-Man poster that appeared in the Morbius trailer featured the web-slinger wearing a costume suspiciously like the one in Sam Raimi's trilogy. Yet, Michael Keaton's Vulture from Spider-Man Homecoming also appears in Morbius, meaning it will likely link to the MCU. An apparent leak of the plot of Morbius connects it to both the Marvel Cinematic Universe's Spider-Man and Sony's own Venom. The first tie to the MCU occurs in a scene where Morbius finds himself in a bar. While watching TV, he sees none other than J. Jonah Jameson, the same version of the character played by J.K. Simmons in Spider-Man Far From Home, reporting about people he killed. Later in the film, Michael is sent to prison and is locked up with cellmate and Spider-Man Homecoming villain Adrian Toomes, once again played by Michael Keaton. He takes a shine to Michael, and when they both escape during a prison riot, he offers Morbius a chance to join a team he's putting together. Although Michael declines, this is the first nod to Sony's long-planned Sinister 6 or 12 film by an MCU character. Matt Gargan, the future Scorpion, also makes an appearance, meeting up with Toomes. However, that's not all the Prison Breakout shows. Amongst the escapees is Woody Harrelson's Cletus Cassidy from Venom. Allegedly, the quality of his much maligned red wig has improved greatly, but more importantly, by showing Cletus, Sony will have absolutely connected the two cinematic universes. We know that Venom 2 will introduce Carnage, but Tom Holland and Tom Hardy could meet, and start off by fighting each other, but ultimately team up against Carnage, resulting in Maximum Carnage. The breakdown contains even more MCU Easter eggs that could spell big trouble for Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Fans have been waiting for the fallout of the shocking end credit scene in Far From Home that left Peter framed for murder and his identity publicly revealed. According to the Post, Morbius is on the run toward the end of the film as well, and he passes by a poster of Spider-Man tagged Murderer. However, unlike the version in the trailer, the poster shows Peter's costume from Homecoming instead of the costume used in Sam Raimi's trilogy. The film arrives on July 31st, and I can't wait to see if and how it connects the two universes. If you're enjoying the video, consider liking or subscribing. It really supports the channel and lets me know you're enjoying this type of content. We've gotten a crazy amount of news and rumors in the past few days, but let me know what you're most excited for and what you want to see come true. In past years, Fox released 3 movies related to the Fantastic Four. All 3 films were met with mixed reviews and disappointing box office totals, which is one reason why fans are thrilled about Marvel rebooting the first family. Disney, the parent company of Marvel, bought out Fox last year in a deal that sent some major franchises to the studio. This includes the X-Men, Deadpool, and the Fantastic Four. Marvel is expected to keep Deadpool as is and reboot the X-Men and Fantastic Four. While we can't wait to see what Marvel does with the Fantastic Four, the film will likely hit theaters after 2022, putting it squarely in Phase 5 of the MCU. Luckily, this gives the studio plenty of time to come up with a great story for the characters, though it sounds like they're already hard at work developing the plot. Filming is probably another year or so away, yet sources claim that Marvel has come up with a villain to challenge Mr. Fantastic, Invisible Woman, Human Torch, and Thing. According to We Got This Covered, the main villain in Fantastic Four will be Mole Man. Mole Man isn't on the same level as Galactus or Doctor Doom, but he was the first villain the team faced in the comics. For a quick refresher, Mole Man, aka Dr. Harvey Elder, is the leader of a group of subterranean creatures known as Moloids. These creatures are hybrids between moles and humans and create a lot of problems for the surface dwellers. In the 2015 movie Fantastic Four, Tim Blake Nelson played the character in what proved to be a loose interpretation of the original villain. The studio is reportedly thinking about having the team be a family of explorers who travel to strange worlds and other dimensions. This would fit perfectly with the Loki show's time travel and Doctor Strange's multiverse. At some point, the family comes in contact with the Negative Zone, which might actually be a part of the quantum realm that was introduced in Paul Rudd's Ant-Man movies. While in the Negative Zone, the family receive their various powers and become the Fantastic Four. In the MCU, new franchises are usually introduced in a different film before they get their own movie. If that trend continues, there's been a lot of talk about Marvel introducing the Fantastic Four in Ant-Man 3. Unfortunately, the studio hasn't commented on its plans for Ant-Man 3, so we'll have to wait and see what unfolds. It's being reported that Emily Blunt has met with Marvel and could be in talks for a role. It's said that while filming Disney's Jungle Cruise, Emily Blunt met with Marvel. Her husband, John Krasinski, also said, "I would love to be in the Marvel universe. I love those movies because they're fun, but I also think they're really well done, and certainly a lot of my friends are in those movies. I have no idea what Marvel are thinking, but if they're considering me for Mr. Fantastic, continue to consider me because I would love it." Emily Blunt and her husband John Krasinski have been huge fan favorite choices to play the Invisible Woman and Mr. Fantastic in the Fantastic Four, so it would be hard to imagine the pair as different Marvel characters. The Fantastic Four will be shown as existing in the past alongside Michael Douglas's Hank Pym and Michelle Pfeiffer's Wasp, meaning that they've been a part of the MCU since the beginning. So what happened to them and where have they been? They get trapped in the Negative Zone, and when they come out, it's the present day and they haven't aged. The origin is similar to what happened in Ant-Man in Avengers Endgame, that when he disappeared in the quantum realm for 5 years, it was only a short time for him. Additional rumors surrounding the Fantastic Four include that they'll be a part of Marvel's Phase 5 slate, and that Silver Surfer and Galactus will be introduced, and that Doctor Doom may play a big part in things to come, that surrounds an Avengers-style big Secret Wars movie. Another rumor also offers that Feige is going to connect Spider-Man to the Fantastic Four by having Avengers Tower become the Baxter Building, which was confirmed by someone buying the Avengers Tower, and that there may even be a Spidey/Human Torch team-up flick. Owen Wilson is set to appear in the Disney Plus series Loki, across from Tom Hiddleston's God of Mischief. However, Marvel head honcho Kevin Feige hasn't let much else regarding this casting announcement slip through the cracks. Though Owen Wilson will appear in the show, confirmation surrounding his exact character is yet to surface, which has led to multiple theories, as well as widespread shock and surprise. And if the recent news isn't enough to build hype, he could theoretically continue on to star in the MCU's Fantastic Four reboot. Owen Wilson, who's widely known for his comedic work, is quite the interesting choice for an MCU installment, especially one centered on the often bad, sometimes good, quite internally conflicted and complex Loki. So who will Wilson play? What's Marvel Studios' intentions with the actor, and will he continue to exist in the expansive cinematic universe following his role in the show? Recent reports from We Got This Covered reveal who Owen Wilson may be playing, and the character has an established past with the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom, meaning there may be larger plans for Owen Wilson's character following the end of Loki. Recently, We Got This Covered reported that Owen Wilson is set to portray Justice Peace. Justice Peace is a time-hopping mercenary in charge of the temporal law enforcement department. He's hired by a bureaucratic agency known as the Time Variance Authority to make sure that the multiple realities and different timelines existing as part of the multiverse are not manipulated or tinkered with, leaving behind irreparable damage, likely as a result of alterations made for personal gain. Considering Loki will take place after Tom Hiddleston's mischievous disappearance with the Tesseract, it goes without saying that he's about to wreak some havoc as he travels to parallel universes. However, handling Loki may not be the only task that Owen Wilson's Justice Peace is assigned to. Rumors surrounding the Fantastic Four have been circling the internet ever since the Fox-Disney merger placed the characters under Kevin Feige's watchful eye. Evidence suggests that Doctor Doom, their greatest antagonist, will come to define the MCU landscape moving forward, becoming the next big bad to face the Avengers and other soon-to-be heroes. Thus, if Doctor Doom, Galactus, and the Fantastic Four are coming, Justice Peace may serve a pivotal role in the future narrative. When Loki gets his way and time travels or creates a new timeline, he'll create Nathaniel Richards, a descendant of Reed Richards from the 31st century, who will unite the Fantastic Four and Avengers. Kang the Conqueror will be the next smaller villain that builds up to the other two, and Mikey Sutton stated that the Avengers and Fantastic Four will be split into two groups, and one will be sent to 2099 and the other to the Old West, going along perfectly with the time travel aspect of Loki. It's also claimed that an Annihilation movie may happen between Marvel Phase 4 and 6, which would mean Richard Rider's Nova could be used. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is gearing up to launch Phase 4, and there's no better way to do that than to follow through on what's been laid out already. With that in mind comes an intricate new theory that manages to thread together the storylines of all of Marvel's upcoming projects and suggests Scarlet Witch's actions in WandaVision will lead to a World War Hulk storyline. The theory suggests that the Ancient One will be a major player in the events of Loki, and will have significant connections to the Time Variance Authority, spotted in the Super Bowl Disney Plus teaser that featured snippets of a number of upcoming Marvel shows. The theory implies that Loki will have a role to play in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and that his version of reality might be connected with Thor: Love and Thunder. The alternate reality Loki created in his solo Disney Plus series may have a much bigger impact on Phase 4 than we thought. One of the most interesting aspects of this theory lies in its predictions about WandaVision. We know Wanda is likely living in a warped reality. Whether it's of her own making or someone else's remains to be seen. The theory suggests Wanda will break down and cause madness around her. That event will lead directly to the World War Hulk storyline. The theory also contends that Bruce Banner and Hulk didn't merge as peacefully as Avengers Endgame would suggest. Rather, Banner actually forced Hulk out in order to merge his own mind with the Hulk's body, without consent. So when Wanda loses control, her powers bring Hulk out of hiding and back in control of Banner's body. During the World War Hulk storyline in the comics, Hulk is banished from Earth by the Illuminati, a group made up of Tony Stark, Fantastic Four's Reed Richards, Doctor Strange, and Black Bolt, and sent to space. While there, Hulk absorbs the radiation levels of planet Sakaar and returns to Earth wanting revenge on the Illuminati, now more powerful than ever. During the comic arc, Hulk also visits the home of the X-Men, so it's also an intriguing opportunity to introduce these much-loved new additions to the MCU. It's possible that the Hulk's rage will cause the destruction and devastation seen in the Scarlet Witch-induced vision from Avengers Age of Ultron, ultimately leading to the Avengers disassembling for good, while subsequently introducing the Illuminati into the MCU. After all, no one really knows what the Hulk actually saw, so it's a mystery still worth exploring. Whatever the case, however, it certainly seems WandaVision is pivotal in the setup of Phase 4. Nowhere in the MCU is the Guardians of the Galaxy's base of operations, and is the severed head of a Celestial cut off by Null. Null was able to do this by creating the All Black, a sword made of pure darkness. When Null supposedly died, the sword was transferred to Gore, turning him into the God Butcher. If it plays out similarly to this, it could connect Sony and Marvel. The main villain for Thor: Love and Thunder could be either Mephisto, Beta Ray Bill, or the God Butcher, or all three. No one knows yet, but they could connect to Sony's Spider-Verse. With Christian Bale's Thor: Love and Thunder role being kept under lock and key, a new concept design imagines the former Batman actor as the Marvel villain Mephisto for the highly anticipated Chris Hemsworth movie. In the comics, Mephisto takes great pleasure in striking up deals with heroes only for them to have some kind of downside that they have to deal with afterwards. It's been said that Mephisto could offer to resurrect Asgard in Thor: Love and Thunder. Natalie Portman will also supposedly reprise her role as Jane Foster and actually become Lady Thor. The Secret Invasion storyline, where the Skrulls with their shape-shifting abilities try to take over, could be heading to Disney+. Or, it could be introduced in WandaVision, the yet-to-be-announced Agents of S.W.O.R.D. show, or Captain Marvel 2, and eventually lead to its own movie. S.W.O.R.D. was already introduced in the end credits of Spider-Man Far From Home, and it's been rumored that the Agents of S.W.O.R.D. will be its own show that replaces the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., with possible cameos from old characters like Phil Coulson. Rogue could also potentially be the villain for Captain Marvel 2, which could not only introduce the Brotherhood of Evil, but the X-Men to the MCU. It's also been rumored that Rick Jones, aka A-Bomb, could be introduced in Captain Marvel 2 or the upcoming She-Hulk show. Marvel Studios has also thought about introducing Robert Reynolds, aka the Sentry, or Marvel's Superman into the MCU. And lastly, according to recent insider reports, two Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket and Groot, may be coming to the small screen. Mikey Sutton said that the snarky wit and feral temper of Rocket Raccoon is about to meet his anthropomorphic equal. Disney Plus is discussing launching a Rocket Raccoon/Groot TV series, in which the duo will meet Blackjack O'Hare, the leader of the Black Bunny Brigade, in an outer space misadventure. Whether this takes place after Guardians of the Galaxy 3 remains to be seen, as is James Gunn's involvement. Nevertheless, it most likely won't enter production until after Volume 3 comes out. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and turn on post notifications so you'll never miss another video. Thanks for watching, and remember that with great power comes great responsibility.